$10 bet, it's $69.69.
Oh, you take over? I'll take over.
We'll act like we're gonna win money.
No chance.
Not at all.
Not a shot.
Welcome back to the pod. What do you say?
What?
Okay.
I hear dings and dongs. And I
What
get
the Sigma?
What did you send me? What video? Why is there a video? Unsupported file type.
Tom's is unsupported file type.
All right, ready?
All right, we got a lot of games to talk about and not a lot of time.
All right.
Go.
You got basically 4
Church! Alright. Welcome back to another episode of the Say It With Your Chest podcast. We are coming at you on this beautiful Friday, right before the weekend games. And before we get into that, I would like to talk about last night's game first.
A lot of good, a lot of bad.
Yes, we're going to just get right into it because I'm not going to lie, Mark Andrews pissed me off.
Talk to him, John. Talk to the audience about
Mark Andrews pissed me off more than anybody last night, okay? We get to the beginning of the game. Ravens are hot to start. Chiefs are hot to start, all right? The parlay we posted yesterday on the TikTok and we talked about yesterday looked like that shit was going to smack. Derrick Henry, first touchdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Rashid Rice looked phenomenal on the Chiefs offense, especially in the first half. Zay Flowers was on fire. You could see he got started
He's getting
heavy.
fed.
Very heavy. He had 10 targets last night.
I know.
5 of them came in the first half.
I know.
It was all going great. Do you see any Mark Andrews last night?
I saw a guy wearing Mark Andrews' jersey.
Yeah?
Didn't look like Mark Andrews to
How
me,
about
though.
the other one on the other side? How about Travis Kelce? See much of him last night?
I thought he was up in the box with Taylor.
That's what I thought. Because they kept showing it the whole goddamn time. But no, let's break it down like this. All right? Just because I'm just annoyed because I really thought the Ravens were going to go in there and win. All right? We had the score prediction.
After the first drive, it looked like it.
27-24. It looked good, right?
Yeah.
It almost happened the other way, which honestly I wouldn't have been that mad about because at least the Ravens would have covered. But no, because we got Lamar Jackson running for 500 fucking yards on opening night. All right, we got a wide open Zay Flowers in the end zone that he missed. That apparently
He wasn't even throwing
and said
to.
he wasn't
Yeah.
throwing to him. He was trying to throw to Bateman, who was on the other side and stopped and didn't run the right route or whatever. In my opinion, honestly, I think Mark Andrews was legit out there as a decoy. All right, I think he was just out
Maybe
there.
they're making the shift between Andrews and Likely.
Dude, Isaiah Likely, man. I mean, that's like the big topic of this game. He's like, if you have him on your waiver wire, go
him
and
up.
grab him. Okay,
He's probably already gone at this point, to be honest. He's probably already been
go
claimed
already
by
try
like
to
8
pick
people.
him up. Dump whoever you got on your bench. Okay, whatever fab you got, go spend it, all of it. Okay, because it looks like there's a guard changing right now, and it looks like they're going to be using 2 tight ends all season. Isaiah Likely, a young, much more, I would say,
Athletic.
agile player. He's like a big receiver.
He's
really
definitely
out
more of a receiving tight end. Mark Andrews is definitely more of the blocking tight end.
Right.
Because as we saw last night, really the only time Mark Andrews was in the game, minus a few plays, he was blocking. He was basically a certified extra tackle.
Mark Andrews, 2 catches for 14 yards on only 2 targets. So I can't be mad with the efficiency.
I was going to say 100% catch radius.
But 2 targets to your second option in the offense? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think our tight
And
ends list are wrong,
We
John.
talked about this yesterday when we were talking about the preview. How it's Zay Flowers
and Mark
then-
Andrews.
and then Mark Andrews, and then where else do you go?
Isaiah
last night-
Likely.
Well, last night it looked like it was just Zay Flowers, and then Isaiah Likely was the second option. Mark Andrews was non-existent. The rest of the offense really wasn't there. I mean, Bateman and Aguilar had some, timely catches. Derrick Henry was getting going early, but then he kind of fell out of the offense.
Yeah, they didn't really use him that much either.
Well, the Chiefs got ahead, and then you don't really
Yeah.
use him much, And Justice Hill. I mean, that's another name I want to throw out there. Justice Hill was looking pretty good last night on third down, getting those timely, long down and distance plays. But please, because I'm just so infuriated right now how everybody out there I know has to be pissed off. I know they are. I see it on social media. I see the comments. I see the
You should have
videos.
seen him last night. He
You
was
take
serious.
Mark Andrews in the 4th round maybe even in the third as like your highest, if you really feel that good about the Ravens offense and him. So I know people are just annoyed with a 3.4 performance tonight. Just take it over. Just give the thoughts. I'm just so annoyed.
I mean, I,
Infuriated.
like most people, very shocked about Mark Andrews. I thought he was going to be a much bigger contributor in the game. But really, with how Isaiah Likely played, they're fine with Mark Andrews having a down year.
I guess.
Like,
I mean, they didn't win. I felt like they,
yeah, but I mean, they're not going to be lacking in the tight end position. They already got the next guy up.
That's great that we already now are seeing an early breakout of Isaiah Likely.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to win a football game, you have to include your tight end that you're paying all this money to, and that has been one of the top tight
He's a
ends
tackle.
in the league.
He's a tackle.
No, he legit came in as like a right tackle.
I know, he's a
yesterday.
tackle.
It was actually ridiculous.
He's a tackle.
Um,
Talk to us about Travis Kelce. Get into
and
that.
I honestly like.
Because, I mean, last night the Chiefs' offense was Rashid Rice and then Worthy.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't want to say I've been like off Travis Kelce, but we have stated that you're
He's
gonna
due for
see
a down
a
year.
little less of him because.
But not, like, we said a little less. This was, like, non-existent. He was, like, basically retired out there.
But then again, after seeing last night, do they need him? Xavier Worthy and Rashid Rice clearly saw like they were able to handle
fast.
the load. Okay,
They are fast.
and then Pacheco was doing his thing. All right,
And then once Marquise
wait
Brown
till
comes
Hollywood
back.
Brown gets back. Exactly. So Travis Kelce was really just out there taking the double coverage and just I mean he had that one like 3rd down and 20 that he caught. That was like, how are we letting him get open like that, man? He did absolutely put the linebacker on skates though.
Yeah.
I do gotta say.
No, I mean, he definitely still has some left in the tank, but within the next 2-3 years, I think, he's out of here.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know how long he has left on his contract, but this might be his last one.
Nah, they keep like playing with it.
Yeah.
They're messing with the cap. But I mean, him and Noah Gray have very similar stat lines, which is kind of alarming. If you drafted Travis Kelce in fantasy, I mean, he was like the first or second tight end going off the board like he is every year. So I know fantasy wise, people are just. I would actually. I mean, this is so tough. I mean. If you had to choose which one you're going to be more alarmed at, I would say it's definitely Mark Andrews. I don't want to really play that.
Well, because you got his backup right there ready to go. Travis Kelce, yeah, Noah Gray played okay, but like
No, you're definitely
he's not like, oh yeah, like the next great tight end. Like you didn't see that last night from Noah Gray.
I just hope that the Ravens figured this out, all right? Because I just don't think they were expecting.
It's not even the Ravens. It's Mark Andrews.
I don't think
he needs to figure it out.
I don't think they were really expecting. Well, as much as I'm pissed off about him, I'm pissed off at just the offense in general. It's not like because he did catch his only 2 targets. Yeah. So it's really not necessarily all of his fault. Lamar was known. He really wasn't in the game script. It was all Isaiah
He
Likely.
didn't really go out on
Which, again,
routes.
kind of smart. The Chiefs were not expecting Isaiah Likely to be this big in the offense, to start. When it comes with the Chiefs, dare I say, Travis Kelce is going to be a boom or a bust player this year. And you're not going to see as much consistency as you've seen. You're not going to see as much consistency as you've seen all year. And you're not going to get back what you got in the draft for him. I don't think. Take him in the 3rd round.
Probably not.
Dude, Xavier Worthy looked fucking incredible last night.
He's fast.
Okay? The fast rookie, if you didn't see last night, had an end-around rushing touchdown and then had another receiving touchdown.
Dude touched the ball 4 times, scored on 2 of them.
Yep. Him and second-year receiver Rashid Rice looked absolutely dominant last night. I mean...
Oh, real quick, I want to apologize to Rashid Rice. I've been calling him Rashid Rice this whole time. That's on me. That's my bad. I thought his name was Rashid.
I'm glad you got to apologize.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, Dylan would have been calling me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is bullshit. All right. Looks like you're hearing it.
Get him
off. But I guess in positive news, Lamar looked great. Had over 100 yards rushing on the ground, 200 through the air. He almost had 400 combined total yards and a touchdown. The Ravens' offense looked smooth in the first quarter, and then a little bit at the end. They definitely took a dip. You could see that they were trying, like it was working with Zay Flowers, and then it almost quickly changed to we're forcing it to Zay Flowers, and then with the thank God Isaiah Likely was able to score on that play, that the NFL or whatever their Amazon like pick thingy that they do. It was giving them a 0.3% chance of actually scoring on that play.
Wow.
They managed to get in.
Wow.
I wouldn't, take too much about it. It's only week 1. Obviously, everyone's going to be here to overreact about it. But in my opinion, the Ravens look great. The Chiefs look great. I didn't see too many flaws. Both defenses were playing out of their mind. Roquan Smith had a pick
against Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, even though he had the there was a lot of calls both ways that honestly could have, been called, and there was some stuff that shouldn't have been called.
I mean, the Ravens, I believe the right tackle, he needs to learn how to line up.
At this point, I feel like I could play fucking right tackle for the Chiefs. I mean, Jawan Taylor.
But I did say the thing that the Chiefs tackle was doing the same thing and they didn't call it.
He's already leading the league in penalties. It's only week 1. It's only been 1 game.
Not all the time.
No, they did.
Not every
They
time.
called it 3 times on the Chiefs.
Yeah, and the guy did it like 10 times.
Yeah, because they're giving out warnings. And then
You don't give a warning 7 times, Thomas.
He didn't. He gave him the first 3 times, and then he called it. And then he still called it 3 more times after that.
Dude,
Thomas, the Chiefs got it 3 times, but the guy did it, like, I'm telling you, like 10 times.
Record-setting 30 million people were watching the game last night.
30 million?
To start the season. 30 million people tuned in the last
You see,
night's
I don't
game.
understand that. Because how can you tell how many people are watching? Because, like, say, like, we put it on this TV right here.
There was probably more people watching.
Yeah,
But
because, like, say we put it on right here.
yeah.
But then, like, 5 of us are down here watching it.
That's
They don't
one-
count it as 5. They count it as 1.
It's 1 viewer.
Yeah.
It's 1 viewer.
So
So it's probably more.
Way more.
Which is still impressive then.
Yeah.
That's even more impressive.
Because if you went where we were watching, there was probably 50 people there.
Yeah.
Probably like 100.
I don't know if they're counting just per account for like Hulu or wherever else you're watching it on, like Peacock or stuff like that. But that's a lot of people watching. There's got a lot of people going to be watching tonight. Packers Eagles game.
Is
If
this
you
the
have-
first game in Brazil ever?
Yeah.
Or
this
did
is
they
the
have
first
one
game in
last
Brazil.
year? This is
No,
the first
this
one?
is the first one, and they're doing it while Brazil's on lockdown and everyone's
Yeah.
getting shot and killed in the streets.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be cool to see the Eagles in their black unis though
Yeah.
tonight. That's gonna be
Debuting the
cool.
black helmets, too.
That's gonna
That's
be
going to be
sick.
sick.
If you have nothing else to add to this Chiefs Ravens game, I would like to move on.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really just happy.
Besides, just like the Chiefs offense look great. Mahomes
Mahomes.
look great.
Lamar looked great.
Xavier Worthy is going to be somebody to look forward to this season. I mean, they now have the speed that they didn't have last year. With now Tyreek Hill not being there, and Xavier Worthy now able to take the top off the defense. Rashee Rice looked unstoppable with that slant. Hopefully, it doesn't be turned into Michael Thomas, called Slant Boy.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
But, like, they're going to figure out how to defend that because no way the same route hits, like, 10 times in a game and then just continues to hit over and over again. No way.
And then next week, I mean, Chiefs playing the Bengals. That's going to be a fucking barn burner if Jamar Chase and T. Higgins actually play.
Hopefully.
Just found out today that T. Higgins is actually doubtful for this week against the Pats.
And Jamar Chase still hasn't signed a contract.
Might not play. So despite how bad the Patriots are, I'm leaning almost in a split direction.
Are you taking the Patriots?
No. But I'm feeling less and less bad about the Bengals.
I got you.
If Jason Higgins don't play, who the fuck is he throwing to? Can you even name another receiver on that team? I know you can't. If you don't know the other 2 rookies that are on that team.
Chase Brown. He's throwing to a running back.
Now that Tyler Boyd's gone,
Yeah,
he'll have 2 rookies that I'll be throwing to if they don't show up. And then Zach Moss and Chase Brown in the backfield. It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
But the Ravens look to play at home against the Raiders next week. So I like them to get back.
Yeah, Ravens
Put
probably
up
taking it.
58 on the Raiders.
I like the
And
Raiders
get
this
back
season,
to it.
but I don't think they
No.
they stand a chance against the Ravens.
And Ravens at home is just different. Yeah. You know what I mean? But yeah, we'll move on to tonight's game because I'm ready. Moving on now
Packers?
because the parlay lost yesterday. I'm just pissed off with fantasy. None of my bets hit. Whatever. On the Friday game in Brazil,
Eagles.
Packers Eagles.
Honestly, fair warning, this video is probably gonna be up after that game,
Potentially.
considering the game is in an hour and a half. So, or 2 hours. My bad. So
It's all right.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll hear about it on Monday.
Yeah.
You've heard enough about this game. You'll hear about it. If you tune in, you can hear what we say. Hopefully our stuff lines up with the game afterwards. And then on Monday, when you hear our take about it afterwards, it'll be good. But yeah, first game in Brazil.
Packers Eagles.
Jalen Hurts and the
Great
Eagles look to come off strong after their absolute just falling apart season they had last year. Packers, Jordan Love signs the brand new contract. They got all these shiny young weapons that they're ready to just unleash. I think this is going to be a barn burner. I think it's going to be very good, very close. Who are some of your key players that you're looking into this game?
Key players. So I'm looking at, obviously, Jordan Love. How could you not? He had a great season last year. I think he comes out with an even better season this year. Like you said, he's got a bunch of young, shiny options on his offense. You know, you got Dobbs, you got Reed, you got, what's the other guy? Why am I blanking? Watson.
Yep, Christian Watson has actually he is playing. He was nursing a hamstring injury for a couple weeks, but he is good to go along with Dobbs and Jaden Reed.
But who I think is going to have the best season this year on that offense, outside of the quarterback, is Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
I think, first year on the team, I think he's going to have an insane season. He has a backfield all to himself, which could be a good thing, but could also be a bad thing because then, that's a lot of work on his shoulders. And as of right now, he's the only running back on the roster that is completely healthy. Like, he's definitely playing tonight, but then the backup, Marshawn Lloyd, questionable. Emmanuel Wilson, questionable. And then A.J. Dillon, IR. So Packers run if Jacobs goes down, it's not a good look for the Packers. They might have to throw in like a fullback or something. Jordan Love will be getting a lot of passes if Jacobs goes down. Hopefully he doesn't. Who do you got? Who's some standout players for you?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously Jalen Hurts. I'm wearing his whatever. Jalen Hurts, obviously, because I have him in every one of my fantasy leagues, including my dynasty team. So,
may I just say, I'm like disgusted as a Giants fan that you're wearing an Eagles jersey.
It's a good thing
in New York,
Giants.
right next to me.
It's a good thing I'm not a Giants fan.
I'm disgusted.
Sorry
I had to try not to throw up when you walked down the stairs today.
Yeah, well, I can't wait till Saquon scores 3 touchdowns tonight, and you have to watch it happen.
I don't want it. I don't want. I'll close my eyes. You
You'll
can't
close
make
your
me.
eyes.
You can't make me watch it.
No, but I think that Jalen Hurts is set for a huge season. I think that offense is going to play great football this year, especially in game 1.
Hopefully they just don't fall off like they did
they're going
last
up
year.
against a pretty good Packers defense, but I don't think that's really going to matter. Jalen Hurts, he's worth the money. They started off, I'm pretty sure, 10-1 last year before they fell off.
And then they lost like what,
great.
4 in a row, 6 in a row, something like that.
Every game.
Yeah.
They won like 1 game in the last 6 or 7.
Yeah, I remember that.
Then they got
I was in
blown out.
Pennsylvania last season too, when I was in college, and so just the atmosphere in the beginning of the season and the end of the season changed. My whole campus, like everyone was like hyped every Sunday, like every Monday, everyone's going to class wearing their Eagles jerseys, and then once they started losing, it's like a cloud just came over the campus. Everyone's all sad. It made me happy to see.
I will say, I believe that this year, despite the Eagles' offense always being built around Jalen Hurts in the run game, right? You bring in Saquon Barkley. Okay, that's looking to take away some of those tush pushes that everyone hates so much that Hurts does.
Honestly, I think that's a great move for Hurts.
It takes
out the risk of him getting injured.
It will lower his touchdown production on the ground when you have Saquon to take those plays over for you.
But it's going to improve,
through the air, now you have Jahan Dotson coming in. I think this raises his passing touchdowns and passing yards.
Saquon's also receiving back. He's great in the passing game, so that's going to help even more.
Yeah, and I think with this game, it's a little tough because the Packers do have a good offense. So I believe that A.J. Brown, even though he's a stud, he's bigger than all your average DBs out there and all your main guys.
He's a big boy.
Jair Alexander, though, is no one to mess with. I think that's going to be a cool battle to see between them. I think A.J. Brown's still going to get his.
I was about to say, I think it's going to go both ways.
But I think the X factor for sure in this game tonight is Devonta Smith. I think Devonta Smith is going to have a pretty good game to start the year. I know last year was very hit or miss. It was the Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown show. All last year, Devonta Smith, it was a little weird. He wasn't really getting too many targets, too many catches in the end zone. Or just in the game in general, and you were kind of waiting on that boom game from him. And he didn't really have too many of those. But I like this offense to start to gel and figure it out. And I like Devonta Smith to pretty much go crazy in the secondary. I like him to get open.
You think he finishes with the most yards on the Eagles?
I mean, it's
tonight?
definitely a very high possibility.
I know we talked about it in the TikTok we just posted. His over is, was it 70 or
I kind of
56,
hope he
something like
does because I have AJ Brown in fantasy, so it's like I'm kind of betting against myself because I want him to do
You
well.
see, I have Devonta Smith in
but
fantasy.
I'm putting my money on Devonta Smith.
I hope so.
In this game because I like him to do. I think he will do much better because there's not. They have good safeties, not good cornerbacks, but I think there's
It
gonna be a
falls off
lot
after
of.
Alexander.
They just have so many weapons,
Yeah.
and Jahan Dotson is playing tonight. So
Yeah.
between AJ Brown, Dotson,
No,
Smith,
the Eagles have
Goddard,
unlimited options.
Saquon. It's going to be good. On the other side of the ball now, Jordan Love signs a contract, get all these weapons. Everyone's healthy. It's going to be a shootout, in my opinion.
You think so?
Yeah. Because I know if you don't get to see this video or whatever, or TikTok, we're going to, like we did a parlay. We got the, Eagles -2, Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown score, Devonta Smith over 58.5 receiving yards, and then
something
Jordan
like
Love over 256
56, yeah.
and a half passing yards, which I love. I do think it's going to be a shootout.
I don't know if
It's going to be close. I think it comes down to a field goal, and I think that the Eagles win 34-31.
the only thing I'm scared about for that parlay is the Jordan Love 256 passing yards.
You don't think he's going to get that?
Well, it's not that I don't think he's. Well, he can get it. He definitely can get it in this game, but it's like I don't know. It's like a hit or miss. Like
Just
I
going
feel like
off
he's either gonna hit it or he's gonna miss it by so much.
Well, that's gambling.
I know it is, and I hate gambling, but I love it at the same time.
But going off of last year, the Eagles' defense, especially their secondary, was giving up like the most yards to opposing wideouts and quarterbacks. So just going off of that metric alone, I liked the over. But I can understand if you don't like it.
I mean, I could definitely see it happening, but like I said, it's like if he doesn't hit it, he's not going to be like, oh, because he got 250 passing yards. It's like he's either getting like 280 or he's getting 150.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's either he hits it or he's missing by a long shot.
Yeah. Fantasy-wise, I mean, you're definitely starting on the Eagles side. You're definitely starting Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith, Saquon Barkley. I mean,
basically the whole Eagles offense. You have one of the players, put him in your lineup.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend starting Jahan Dotson this week. First week in an Eagles uniform in the offense as the third option in the receiving game. Potentially fourth option with Dallas Goedert there, even though Dallas Goedert, who everyone thought the breakout was going to happen last year, he was nothing last year. Absolutely zero. So I don't recommend starting him there. Potentially as a flex play, maybe in a dynasty league, if you have extra flex options. But that's a wait and see for me. On the other side, you definitely start Jordan Love. It's going to be tough to choose between one of the Packers receivers. I mean, I like Dobbs and I like Jaden Reed more consistently with catches and yards. Definitely starting Watson for the big touchdown play. And then you're obviously starting Josh Jacobs.
Yeah.
Now, the tight end situation right now is that Luke Musgrave is not playing tonight.
Not playing.
So, and Tucker Kraft is on track to play and looks to be the starting receiver, the starting tight end for the Packers.
He is questionable.
That's also that's a dart throw. And if you're really struggling with the tight ends, I mean, I would start Kraft just because I think the Packers offense is going to be a lot through the air and he's going to be, sharing a lot of high volume, especially now as the starter with Musgrave out tonight. But yeah, anything like that, and then the Dontavian Wicks would be the only other receiver I would say would be a dart throw in that lineup.
Dontavian Wicks.
If you got anything else to add, we can move on to the Sunday slate.
Yeah, we can move on
Good?
to Sunday. I said everything I need to say.
Oh, who do you have winning?
Oh,
I said I had the Eagles winning 34-31.
you see, originally I did have the Eagles, but the past 2 hours I was kind of sitting here contemplating, just looking at everything. I think it's gonna be, I think the Packers are gonna come out hot, and I think they're gonna give the Eagles their first loss of the season. And yeah, I'm taking the Packers.
Okay. I mean, I don't blame you. It's close on the.
I mean, look, when I showed up here today, I definitely thought, I walked in your front door thinking Eagles are winning, and then while we were getting everything set up, I was kind of sitting. I'm like,
Packers got it.
I think I'm just looking. I'm like, I think Jordan Love's gonna be great. Josh Jacobs. I think it's gonna be a Packer. I think the Eagles just have, I don't want to say growing pains, but they got a new wide receiver in Dotson who might be a little unproductive tonight with his first game. Same with Saquon.
Yep.
So I think because outside of Jacobs, everybody else has been on the Packers for at least a season.
Yep.
They know the offense. They know the scheme. So I think they're good.
I mean, Packers are still very young. I do like that defense though, so it's going to be close. It's going to come down to quarterback play. I think it's going to be a shootout. I mean, these two teams are very complete in my opinion. It's going to come down to a missed field goal or an untimely third down or something of that
I also
nature.
think Jair Alexander is going to play amazing tonight against AJ Brown.
Oh, word.
So I don't think he's going to get too open, and
I
then
hope not.
Devonta Smith, I don't think he'll be able to do enough.
No, because I need to beat Hank this week, so we need AJ Brown to do well.
All
All right.
I mean, I have Smith, so I want him to do well, but I just don't think he's going to do enough to get past the Packers.
All right, we're going to move on to the Sunday slate here.
Anyway, we were both starting 0-1 because we both chose the Ravens last night.
Either one of us is going to be 0-2 or someone's getting our first win.
Yeah. Or it ends in a tie, and we're both 0-1-1.
I hope not. All right, we're going to start here with the Arizona Cardinals traveling to the Buffalo Bills.
Ooh.
Yeah. This is going to be, in my opinion, a very good game.
I really don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't think it's going to be a good game?
No.
Oh.
I think the only way it's a good game is if Khalil Shakir goes off.
Okay.
I think the Cardinals are going to destroy the Buffalo Bills.
I wouldn't say all that. But okay.
I think Kyler, Marvin Harrison, and Trey McBride are going to be like this is a reach. I don't think they're going to be as good as these three, but that chemistry as Le'Veon Bell, Big Ben, and AJ and Antonio Brown.
I haven't even seen him play yet.
That's why it's a reach.
Very big reach.
They're not going to be like that good because that was insane. But they're going to be like their chemistry is going to be insane.
All right, before you get going, let me just pull the brakes a little bit.
No, I don't want to.
Buffalo is at home hosting the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, both of these teams have lost pieces, added pieces. Bills are still huge favorites at home. 6.5-point favorites at home.
Crazy.
The Bills losing Stephon Diggs and Gabe Davis is gonna hurt, but James Cook is ramped up to have a crazy year this year, in my opinion, on the ground. Josh Allen is still there and fully healthy. He's still gonna be running down your throat and passing it to whoever the fuck is receiving on there. Dalton Kincaid is set for a big year as one of the main guys there. I think Keon Coleman.
You got two of the top best young running tight ends in this game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kincaid and McBride.
And I think Keon Coleman, you're going to see him start hot. I think what you saw with the Chiefs yesterday was Xavier Worthy. I think you're going to see Sunday with Keon Coleman. Because Curtis Samuel has been dealing with the turf toe. He's going to play. Khalil Shakir has been in the offense for the last couple of seasons and looks to be the number one there. But I like to see the rookie get hot early. Dalton Kincaid, second year now in the offense with Josh Allen, is going to be a security blanket going forward. All right. I still think that the offense is going to put up points. They've lost some players on the defensive side. The Buffalo defense is not going to be the same as what it's been the last couple seasons. So that's why I like this game to be way more of a shootout, because on the flip side, you got the Cardinals. Kyler Murray, now a whole year removed from the ACL injury, now is going to be starting off with second overall pick Marvin Harrison.
He finally has some weapons.
Got a wide receiver 1 there. Michael Wilson, I believe, will be playing in this game as wide receiver 2.
That's all I got on my screen.
Yep, not on the injury report. He'll be playing. James Conner, healthy as of right now. He's aging, so you like him at the start of the season when he's got fresh legs. And then Trey McBride is going to be the X factor, I think, in this game.
You think so?
Young tight end. Him and Dalton Kincaid. It's going to be one of those.
I think Marvin's going to have a great welcoming to the NFL.
Sure. I mean, but it's just, to me, the Cardinals, because Cardinals have a very weak defense all around. Buda Baker's the only one that's going to be able to stop anybody in the secondary. I mean, they don't have a pass rush. Their linebacking core is not great. So I expect the Bills to put up points. I do like the Cardinals to cover in this game because I think that the Bills are pretty high. I think the spread is just a little off there. I do think the Cardinals put enough points to cover, but I do believe that they will do Cardinals things at the end of the game and the Bills win by a field goal or something.
Okay, so you think it's going to be a very close game?
Yeah, I think it's going to be close, but I still think the Bills get the win at home.
All right. So you're taking Bills, I'm taking Cardinals.
You should have the Cardinals winning flat out.
Let me just say, I think the Cardinals are going to win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Now, I will say, remember this? I'm reading this now. I totally forgot about that. When 4 years ago, when the Hail Murray happened, Kyler and D-Hop was against the Buffalo Bills in Arizona, and they won that game.
Was that that wasn't the opener?
No, that wasn't the opener. No. I don't even remember what week that was.
I remember that play though. I remember seeing that. That's all you saw on like SportsCenter and ESPN for like a month.
As much as I want to take the Cardinals, I just like Josh Allen is still there, and as long as he can just keep the ball, off the ground and not, throwing 4 interceptions or fumbling the football, I think that the Bills will do enough just to sneak a win at home. But I do not think that these are the same old Bills. And as much as I want to take the Cardinals, it is still week 1. They still have to mesh. Marvin Harrison might start hot, he might not. Same thing with Keon Coleman on the other side. It's going to take some time.
Honestly, I hope Marvin Harrison is as good as his dad.
With the more veteran that I see, the veteran, repertoire that I see on the Bills side, I like the Bills at home to win that game. All right, now moving on to this one. And we're going to get this one out early. Patriots at Bengals. Okay, I'm going to let you take this one to start because I know that you got some there might be a player that you might be
Is it? Because I don't know if he's playing. I don't really think we could call him a player. Players play. This player's not playing. Jamar Chase. As we know, we talked about it in, I'm pretty sure, the Thursday night preview video. He started practicing again, did not sign a contract, but he's still questionable for Sunday. We don't know if he's going to be playing. I'm hoping he is, considering he was my first overall pick, or first round pick in fantasy this year, as he was in, I'm sure, a lot of your drafts. He needs to figure it out. He did say today, they said, like, is it true you want to beat Justin Jefferson by a penny when it comes to contract? He said, well, if I'm beating Justin Jefferson, I'm beating the shit out of Justin. Which means he wants a lot more than Jefferson on the contract. So I don't know if he's going to get a lot more than Jefferson, to be honest with you.
No, he has not had a season like Jefferson.
No. He definitely deserves the money. He definitely deserves a big contract.
Yeah, the talent's
Jefferson
there, but
size, I don't know.
I'm starting to get a little annoyed now with if we got another similar season that we've had the last 3 years of Jamar Chase. Is he worth the money at this point? He can't play a full season. He's very touchdown dependent as much as he is the one there. T. Higgins is still there on the franchise tag, but we're still going.
He might not even play this weekend either.
We're still going off of Jamar Chase's first year as a rookie. Yeah. When he finished as a wide receiver 5, when he had 10 plus touchdowns, when he had 1,300 yards.
That was a Super Bowl year, right?
Yeah, when they went to the Super Bowl. Every other year, it's been in and out of the lineup. It's been very inconsistent. You've had the T. Higgins boom games, but Jamar Chase still gets his. But now you got week 1, and thank Christ that you're playing the fucking Patriots at home. It's like a bottom 3 team in the league, because if you're going to play them, and Joe Burrow's healthy, he's coming out, he'll be playing. If
Jamal and Higgins don't play, you still have a good chance to win this Sunday.
They were 8-point favorites. If Jamar Chase and T. Higgins do not suit up on Sunday, I do not like that spread at all. I do not think the Bengals will win by 8 points on Sunday. I'm very tempted to take that. I still think that they're good enough to win just because they're playing such a shit team. If this is any other team, I would actually be very scared of taking the Bengals. Because they do like to drop games early, but because they're playing the Patriots, I'm going to just hope that they can just, do enough to just beat them, okay? Because despite them losing Bill Belichick, their defensive coordinator, they've had that for the last 20 years, I do think the Patriots defense will still do enough. The offense is just in shambles. They're not playing Drake May, rightfully so. I think Ramondre Stevenson will do well. We're going to get a chance to see these Patriots rookie receivers, do something.
I think yes, they're not playing Drake May, but I think Jacoby Brissett, I feel like he doesn't get as much credit as he deserves. I feel like he is a very solid quarterback in the NFL.
He's a serviceable backup.
Yeah, but honestly, I feel like he could start on teams like the Patriots.
Well, he's won games
Giants.
with the Browns.
Yeah, I know.
Because they actually had a good team.
I think he could be a full-time starting quarterback, depending on the team. Like, obviously, he's not gonna outbeat like Mahomes, Burrow, Josh Allen, but like he could beat out like Russell Wilson and Justin Fields in Pittsburgh. He could beat out Daniel Jones in New York. I think he could beat out.
The bad team, sure.
Jaden Daniels in Washington.
Yeah, the bad team, sure, but not Cincinnati at home. in my opinion. The line has moved down to 7.5. The opening line was 9. Was a 9-point spread. It's now down to 7.5 currently, but they're still big favorites. The over/under is 40.5. It's a pretty low over/under, and rightfully so. What the player I'm looking for the most in this game is Chase Brown.
Yeah.
Second-year running back for the Bengals. Him and Zach Moss, from what I'm hearing, are going to both take on a heavy workload. It's
That's
going
great.
to be a split backfield
That's
between
great.
the two of them. And now missing your 1 and your 2 receiver, I expect Chase Brown to have a big game, in my opinion. And then down the line, I do expect him to take over that starting position over Zach Moss and potentially take that 60-40%, 70-30%, start to take that backfield away from him. So I believe that he will be the X factor and be the key to win this football game.
Real quick, while we're talking about the Bengals, when did they get Mike Gesicki?
What?
He's their starting tight end.
Is he really?
Yeah.
That's bad. I didn't know that.
Yeah, neither did I. When did he
I didn't
get
even know he
there?
signed there.
Yeah, right?
Is that real?
Yeah.
All right. Mike Gesicki. Doesn't really change my
Yeah, I
mind
don't
on
think he's
anything.
I don't think he's gonna be a big impact in this game either. I was just shocked.
He's just gonna hit
I'm
a
just looking at
shitty
the depth
gritty.
chart right now. I'm kind of shocked that he was on there.
He's just gonna hit a real shitty gritty if he gets in the end zone.
Shitty gritty.
Shitty gritty.
Well, now that he's on the Bengals with Jamar Chase, maybe he'll have a better gritty. Maybe they'll have some practices with the gritty.
And now, I will say with this game, I know me and my cousin were actually talking about this game because we were seeing who we should take in this game, especially for survivor pools out there. People are taking the Bengals because they're playing the Patriots, and
It's a
that's a
safe
pretty safe week 1.
Especially if
team.
Jamar decides to play.
But now then I said that he should take the 8, like the spread, like the -8 over the thing. But it's just so tough. I still think that they're gonna win, but do they win by a whole score? They should. Will they? I have no idea. But I also don't want to take the Patriots to cover either because they don't have an offense. They really don't. So this game in particular, just take the Bengals.
I really
Take
thought you
the-
were about to tell us to take the Patriots.
Oh, no.
I was saying, no
God,
way.
No, God, no. Take the Bengals, but take the Bengals to cover and just clinch your asshole. Okay? It's going to be a rough one. I'm not even joking.
Okay, so we're
It's
in
going to be a
agreement.
rough one.
We're in agreement. Bengals over Patriots.
Yeah, for sure. The Patriots, to me, are going to win like 2-3 games this year at most.
Nah, I think
They don't have a
I
good
give
team.
them 4 or 5.
I'd be shocked if they got to 5.
I give them a little bit.
They're projected at the number 1
credit.
overall pick next year. 5 wins.
Maybe they'll get number 2.
That's crazy.
I personally
All right.
think the Panthers are gonna get the first pick
Absolutely
again.
not. Dude, if anything, like the Saints will or the Giants will.
No,
Yeah.
no. We're gonna have a top 5 pick. We're not gonna have the number 1.
Okay. Jaguars at Miami.
Ooh,
This game is going to be good.
this could be interesting.
This game is going to be a burner, in my opinion. Miami in September. That's
Great.
when you want them. All right, that's when you want your fantasy players. That's where you're betting your money on Miami. You want them especially when they're home in the hot months. That's when you take them. You got a fucking track team over there. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, Devon Achane. Tua just got paid. I like the Miami defense to start off hot. I don't really see any flaws. I got nothing to necessarily talk about there. They're all healthy. Jalen Ramsey just signed his extension on the defensive side.
He is questionable though.
So I think that he's playing, though.
Yeah,
He
but
will
he is
play.
questionable.
The Dolphins, in my opinion, have one of the hottest offenses in the league. I think Devon Achane is going to have way more touches, targets. He's going to be way more heavily involved.
You think
in
he's
this
gonna be
offense.
more to the RB1 spot over Mostert?
Yeah, but early on, Mostert and him are going to be splitting.
Yeah,
because
like they
Mostert
did last year.
is older, but start of the year, that's when you have these fresh legs. Still very fast. But as the season goes on, I like Devon Achane to handle more of that workload.
32. Wow.
Yeah. I do like Achane to hold more of that load going forward. The over-under is set at 49.5, and I do actually believe that it will smack.
Okay.
On the flip side of the football, a lot of people are sleeping on the Jaguars. All right, nobody's about them. They were, 8-3 last year, and then they absolutely fell off and lost the division to Houston. But all the other teams in this division got better. Houston is looked at as Super Bowl contenders. I think that the Colts are looked at also as a big name to win that division.
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Richardson, Michael Pittman,
The
Jonathan
Titans
Taylor.
are definitely at the bottom of the division.
I wouldn't even say that.
You don't think they're
Titans
at
are
the
very
bottom?
slept on as well, and they got a lot of pieces. You don't just sign all this money to Calvin Ridley, Tony Pollard, and L'Jarius Sneed, and then just not
I'm not saying
win that
that.
many football games.
I'm not saying that like they're not gonna be good. Just in that division wise, I think they're going to be the worst team.
I don't believe it. I think Jacksonville is going to go from like first to worst.
You think?
Very fast.
No shot.
It depends on how Will Levis plays, in my opinion. I think if Will Levis plays well, how fast DeAndre
don't-
Hopkins can come back
You
to
don't
that
think
lineup.
T-Law's gonna have a good season?
Well, we'll talk about the Titans in a minute.
Okay.
I was telling for this game, just week one, Trevor Lawrence, I think, will have a fine game. Christian Kirk is still there. Evan Ingram was a PPR machine. I think he is going to be an absolute must start if you have him in fantasy. I know I do in my Dynasty League, a little older, but for this year, especially now with Calvin Ridley gone, I love Evan Ingram in this game especially.
They just picked up.
They signed Gabe Davis to a big contract. I think he is going to, it's like him and Mike Williams. You're waiting on that boom. And he's a very boom and bust player. I like for this game to be a very boom player.
Boom player.
Yeah, I think that because I like points in this game. I want the over, so I want points, and I think that the Jaguars' offense have to find a way to score points. The running back situation is great there. Travis Etienne, you could argue top 5 running back in the league, finishes in top 5 fantasy running back last year. It's going to get his touchdowns. It's going to be great. The loss of Calvin Ridley, I think that's going to hurt. But then you got Brian Thomas coming out, and he's starting. He's the wide receiver 2 there. 3, my bad, behind Kirk and Gabe Davis, but. I like Brian Thomas to actually be a slight X factor on the Jaguars side. I do believe that Miami will win this game, though, pretty comfortably, despite the overhitting. But I think the Jaguars are being slept on a little bit, but we're going to get to the Titans in a minute.
Okay.
Tell me about what you hit me with some stuff for this game.
I mean, you hit everything. You hit every
bad.
player. I was letting you go. You seem like you were in a zone there.
I'll let you take the next one.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm excited for Miami, and it's exciting
I
at
can
the beginning
tell.
of the year. Because
I can tell.
Dude, last year in September and October, I mean, you were just annoyed if you didn't have any like Miami's players in fantasy. Tyreek Hill was every week just touchdown.
What was
The
it,
running
put up 50
backs.
points on my bench one week. That was very sad to see.
But I mean, do you got anything for this game?
No, Dolphins to win.
Okay.
You hit everything.
Okay, sorry. I'll let you take the next one.
No, I mean I like it.
Here, I'll let you take this one. Texans Colts. I know you got plenty to say about this game.
Bro, we talk about the Texans and the Colts every video. I mean,
All right. So what do you got?
So I'm started off with, I think the Texans are going to take this one. I think CJ Stroud is going to have a field day of a first game through the air. Because, I mean, they have the best receiving core in the league. They got Diggs, Collins, and Tank Dell. And then Dalton Schultz for those, like, shorter routes. And then you got Joe Mixon in the backfield. Like, they're like the Eagles. They have every possible weapon that they need. There's no reason they shouldn't go out there and score 42 points in the first game. No reason. I mean, I like I said, I'm taking the Texans. I think CJ Stroud, MVP player this season.
That's it.
I mean, Colts though.
I'll take the Colts. You
want to take the Colts?
I'll take
Okay,
the
go
Colts because I have the Colts winning this football game
Ooh.
to start the year.
I mean,
do
you got a great QB and wide receiver.
As much as
Yeah.
I absolutely have been on Houston all offseason, and I think that they're going to have a great season, I think week 1 at Indy, they're going to drop to Indy, and I believe that it's going to be close regardless. The over-under is set at 48.5.
Okay.
I do believe that will hit. Colts are home dogs. I do like the Colts to take this win in a very close shootout. I think that Anthony Richardson's going to start hot like he did last year. I think Michael Pittman now off that contract is going to start hot. Jonathan Taylor is now fresh and healthy that we didn't get to see him at all much last year. I think the Colts offense is going to come out firing on all cylinders, and they're going to take a huge division game early. And not to mention, the Colts have not won a week 1 football game in over 10 years. So I
Wow.
look for them to snap that record
That's crazy.
this Sunday. Colts beating Houston.
I mean, I think that's going to be one of the best games this offseason.
Dude.
Why do I keep saying offseason? One of the best games this week.
Dude, and Colts got some nice weapons. I
They
mean,
do?
Josh Downs is not playing. but the rookie Adonai Mitchell is, and he will be a huge factor in this game, especially as a wide receiver 2. When Pittman, is not doing his thing, look to Adonai Mitchell to have a lot of that target share, especially now with Downs not in the lineup. Yeah. But I expect both running backs in this game to have a great game. Joe Mixon and Jonathan Taylor. I would like to guarantee that each of them is going to score a touchdown, but I know that at least one of them will. I just don't know yet.
I think it's going to be Jonathan Taylor.
I have both of them in fantasy, so I'll take either one. Yeah, I'll take either one.
I'm actually kind of upset I won't be able to watch this game.
So you got Houston in this game?
I got Houston.
All right, I'm going to take Colts.
Okay, I'm a big Houston guy this season.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm really sad I can't watch this game.
Why?
Because they play at 1 o'clock. I'm going to be at the Giants game.
Oh, that's right. All right, we'll move on here to the Vikings-Giants game.
Vikings-Giants.
I'll let you take this, Mr. Giants fan.
Okay, so as much as I love the Giants,
take the under.
And I want to take them 2-way at home, season opener.
Yep.
I can't. I think I'm taking the Vikings in this one, even though I know their whole roster outside of Jay Jettas is injured. Their whole roster. I just don't think the Giants are out at that point to beat them. I don't, because Daniel Jones is a bottom half quarterback in the league. I wouldn't even call him average. I think he's a below average QB. He is terrible.
Yep.
We have no running back now besides Devin Singletary, and he's a hit or miss player. But let's be honest, behind the Giants O-line, he's going to be a miss player. Even though we did get a little bit better in the offseason, I don't think it's going to make a difference. Neighbors, I'm really excited for in this game because I think even though we're going to be a bad team this year, I think he's going to have a great rookie season. I think he's going to put up over 1,000 yards because his catch radius is insane. You put it anywhere within 5 feet of him, he's catching that. Outside of that, we have Jalen Hyatt. He needs to hopefully have a breakout season because he hasn't really been doing much in his short career. Wanda Robinson, when healthy, is a serviceable player. But I don't think Daniel Jones is going to give him the ball as much as he needs to. And then our tight end situation, yes, I love Daniel Bellinger. But let's be honest, guys, he's not that good compared to other tight ends in the league. He's not.
Theo Johnson
he's not
already
there.
took over his job.
Yeah,
as a starter.
And still, Theo Johnson, who I don't care.
Okay.
And then our defense, bro. We lost our best defense.
Dude, great D-line.
Great D-line.
Top 5 D-line.
Great D-line. Our DBs, though, we lost our best.
We
lost our best DB in McKinley to the Packers. A player in McKinley to the Packers.
Eagles to cover.
All right.
Saquon to score.
So, yes, we have a decent defense, but our offense needs some work. I know that the Vikings, everybody's injured on there. Hockenson, Addison, McCarthy, even though that wouldn't have mattered because McCarthy's not going to be good.
Damn.
I don't know why everyone's so hype on him. He's not going to be good. And I think if we stop Justin Jefferson, I believe Banks is guarding him. If we stop him, I do think we have a good chance of winning. But I just don't see it happening. I'm taking the Vikings as much as it pains me because I hate the Vikings. I'm taking the Vikings to beat the Giants. In a close game, but still, I think it's going to be like a one-score game, maybe even a field goal game.
Okay.
Yep. Who you got in that game? Giants-Vikings.
This might be a shock, but I'm going with the Giants.
Oh, God bless you.
Because it's week 1, and I think both these teams suck. And you guys won't stop talking about Malik Neighbors. And I just think that he's going to have...
You can't tell me you don't think Malik Neighbors is going to be good.
And I think he'll have a good game to start the year. And I think that this is just a weird game. I definitely am taking the under in this game.
100%.
I don't expect either offense to do
What's
great.
it set at?
41.5.
Really?
Yeah. It's actually higher than I thought.
That's way higher than I thought.
Yeah.
They think they're going to put up 41 combined points?
I guess so.
That's ridiculous.
I like the under.
Maybe if the Vikings were fully healthy.
I think it's going to be a defensive nightmare on both ends.
I just hope I get to see Sexy Dexy get a sack.
And I think that the Giants win by like a field goal.
Right.
And it's just like gross.
Right.
Like a weird score, like 18-16 or something like that. 18-15.
Okay.
Like the Giants are going to win off a safety or something. It's going to be so
That'd be
stupid.
sick.
Yeah, no.
I'm sitting in the second row right behind one of the end zones. I hope that safety happens in my end zone.
But yeah, I mean, you hit most of the points. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Daniel Jones to start the year does well. Malik Neighbors might look good week. Week
don't
one.
lie to yourself. Daniel Jones doing well. That would never
Absolutely
happen.
not. I mean, they have no run game. Their old line scares me. There's not too many options on the Giants side. On the Vikings side, will Darnold be able to get it done? He should. It's the Giants. But I just think it's going to be wacky, and the Vikings like to drop games that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Despite Justin Jefferson being there.
We did beat them in the playoffs.
I think Addison's been on the injury report, but I do believe he is playing. I wouldn't start him in fantasy if you have him. Hawkinson's not playing. Aaron Jones, I think, might be a good X factor. I like him to actually get in the end zone this game, but I don't think they're going to do enough to win.
Okay.
So I'll take the Giants here in a close one.
Okay. I wish I could say the same.
All right.
At least we both think it's going to be a close one.
Oh, yeah.
We just have it going opposite ways.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I guess we'll go right from your team
to
my team. Yep. Go to Panthers Saints.
Talk to me, John.
Okay.
How do you think the Panthers are gonna do in the season?
So, Panthers on the road at New Orleans.
Yes.
Divisional game.
Which I think is a great way to start off the season.
Saints have not been what they have been, obviously, since Drew left. And in my opinion, especially this year, they're just abysmal. Derek Carr should not be a starting quarterback in this league anymore.
Which is crazy that we're even saying that.
He has been terrible, and I think a lot of people would agree with me on that front. I mean, Alvin Kamara is there; he's healthy, but he's he's just a catch merchant. Like 13 yards for 13 catches for 50 yards. Like it's all short thinking.
And then 5 rushes for 10.
And then Chris Olave, you're just he's such a good receiver, and I feel like his talent's being wasted there in New Orleans. I mean, straight up, Rashid Shaheed is getting more targets than he is.
That's a great name.
Week
Rashid.
1 to start the year after the
Shaheed.
Panthers dropped it to the Falcons last year in the divisional game. On the road with a new look team, new coach, second year Bryce Young. Listen, I'm a Panthers fan. I don't think they're going to win too many games this year, but in division especially is where they're going to make their hay. And the Saints, to me, I think are going to finish lower than us because they're that bad.
Okay.
I like the Panthers to get a close win here, 2017.
2017.
I think that getting Deontay Johnson and now with Xavier Legette trading up in the first round for him, it's going to be great. Chuba Hubbard is our starting back because Jonathan Brooks is on the IR for the first couple weeks of the season. I think that they will do enough to sneak out a win. Granted, our defense is not that great. Derek Brown will be the X factor there, creating pressure up the middle for us. Anything else you would like to add to this?
No, I don't have much to add, but I do agree with you. I think the Panthers are going to get a close win.
Okay.
I don't think it's going to be 2017. I think it's going to be 14-7.
14-7.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a very high score.
I was actually going to say that for the Giants-Vikings game,
Yeah.
but then I
don't even want
raised it
to.
a little bit. I raised it
I don't even
slightly.
want to predict a score.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to be within a touchdown or maybe even a field goal for the Giants game, but I don't want to predict a score.
Okay.
Yeah,
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, because honestly, the game could end 7-0 or 3-0, and I'd be like, yeah.
No. I hope not. That's.
I hope
terrible.
not either, but it's the Giants, man.
Giants? Oh, that game you're talking
Yeah,
about.
no, I'm not. No,
okay.
I'm talking about the Giants game. But this game I think is going to be 14-7 Panthers.
14-7.
I think you guys are going to get I think it's going to be close here. I think it's going to be 7-7 for a while, and then you guys are going to get a late touchdown in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
To put you ahead.
I'm with it. Yeah, I like Panthers to get this road win. Early divisional win. All right, I'll move on here to actually one that I'm pretty excited about, and that's Titans-Bears.
Titans-Bears.
In Chicago, Bears are home with the Rookie of the Year favorite and number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. Okay. Looks to make his hay. First game of the year with all of his with the good Bears offense, in my opinion. You got DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, Roma Dunze, DeAndre Swift, Cole Kmet. That's loaded.
Yeah.
And the defense has gotten better. I think we've heard a lot of the Bears this offseason. They've looked great in the preseason. They went undefeated in the preseason. They've been on Hard Knocks. They look great on Hard Knocks, I think what people are sleeping on is the Titans on that side of the ball. I mean, we're waiting on Will Levis to really take control of that offense and maybe second year removed from his rookie year with a new coach and whatnot. Maybe we'll perform better. But, like I said, you don't just dump all this money to Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, and L'Jarius Sneed if you don't believe that your team could do something. And I think with D-Hop being out, I think Calvin Ridley is a great fantasy option to play this week. Despite Jalen Johnson, being there. Calvin Ridley is a great wide receiver. A lot of people like to forget that he was an absolute nightmare on the Falcons. Yes.
Bless you.
Thank you. Okay. Nice. Nothing like a sneeze followed by a fart. You got a burp coming? Oh, nice. That was pretty good.
I got that.
We hit the trifecta.
I got that. It's a burp snuff.
Over under is 44.5. That is a tight line, man. I got to say that it's going to be right around that area. So that's a really tough. It's really going to come down to quarterback play. I mean, we got a rookie and a sophomore going up against each other with new look offenses. I'm just excited to see this. This could either be a fucking
I don't like the
barn
sophomore, though. I don't like Will Levis.
Will Levis.
Don't matter. See, I don't like him enough to even know his name.
Minus 3.5. I mean, I'm gonna take the Bears there. I do like the Bears at home, but I think this game is gonna be close. This game's either gonna be a barn burner, it's gonna be a shootout.
Yeah.
It's either gonna be like 28, like 24 in the first half, or it's gonna be a defensive nightmare, like 17-14 sort of win.
Huh?
But I'm gonna take the Bears. I'm gonna go with just hitting the under, and I do like the Bears at home. But do not sleep on the Titans. Start Tony Pollard, start Calvin Ridley. We'll see how Will Levis does throughout the year. I think the defense just got better now that adding L'Jarius Sneed there. So maybe DJ Moore might have some trouble tomorrow or Sunday. But yeah, I like the Bears at home.
I also like the Bears at home. I think Caleb and DJ Moore are going to have a crazy first game together. And, I mean, you really hit everything, but I think DJ Moore is going to be the X factor in this game for the Bears. And like I already said, I'm not too high on Will Levis, even though I do think Calvin Ridley and Hopkins are going to have a solid season in the receiving game. I just don't think Will Levis is the answer for the future for them.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm taking the Bears at home.
How do you think DeAndre Swift will pan out?
I think he's going to take a little bit of a decline because the O-line is definitely better in Philly. But I think that's the only reason why. I don't think his talent's going to go anywhere. I just don't think since he doesn't have as good of an O-line, that's going to be the game changer for him.
Right.
So, but I still think he's going to have a solid season.
Okay.
Like, he's not going to be like, oh my God, like I regret drafting this guy. But he's going to be he definitely isn't what he was because of the team around him.
Okay. Steelers-Falcons. Last 1 o'clock game here. I mean, we can keep this one short and sweet. I think that the Falcons, not really. This is actually tougher.
I'm taking Falcons.
I do want to take the Falcons here, but I think it will just be close because the Steelers always find a way defensively to just, destroy every game.
Yeah.
I don't think that the Steelers' offense is necessarily going to do much. I know that, Russ is questionable, but he is the starting quarterback to start the season. So, I think him and George Pickens will develop a, relationship early. The running back situation is a bit of a nightmare. Jalen Warren is questionable. Doesn't look to play. Najee's going to be the starter there. There's just a lot of question marks on the offensive side of the ball. We know what they are defensively. When it comes to the Falcons, whole new look team everywhere.
Crazy.
Kirk
New
Cousins
offense,
is
new
your
players.
quarterback now. I like Bijan now, second year in the league with a new head coach. Drake London, I think, is set for a big year with Kirk Cousins. I think he's going to force feed him. Kyle Pitts was questionable to play. He is going to play now. I think he is also going to be a PPR machine now with Kirk in the commander of the offense. I do like the Falcons to get a win here early. It's just going to be a little tougher of a test with the Steelers, front seven and their DBs. And the Falcons defense got better. I mean, you trade for Matthew Judon, Jesse Bates got the contract. It looks good. I think all around, a lot of people expect the Falcons to run away with the South and be a top team in the NFC.
I don't think
Will
they
all
run
these
away with
pieces
it.
gel?
I don't think they run away with it.
Will all these pieces gel? I don't know. I think for week 1, though, I do like them in this matchup.
I'm going to have to agree with you. I think Falcons
beat the Steelers week 1 of the season.
Mhm.
I think Kirk Cousins is what the Falcons needed to get off the ground. I don't think he's going to take them to a Super Bowl, but I definitely think he's going to. Him and Drake London is all going to have a great connection, but I also think he's going to finally allow Kyle Pitts to be the Kyle Pitts we heard in the draft and all the combine, the highest scouted tight end in NFL history. I think he's finally going to have the breakout season we've all been waiting for, and that's because of Kirk Cousins. He finally has a solid quarterback throwing in the ball who's comfortable in the NFL. He has a great new offensive scheme around him. Mm-hmm. I think this year is going to be Kyle Pitts' year, and I'm taking the Falcons.
Yeah. I mean, they have 3.5-point favorites at home. Over-under is 41.5. I'm actually going to take the over in this game. I think this game is just going to somehow, like the Steelers are going to do something on offense enough to score points. Falcons should score points, no problem in my opinion. And I do think that they cover the spread here. I like the Falcons at home. Good there?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, on to the late window games. We'll start off here with the divisional matchup in the West. Raiders at Chargers. Now, this one is a little tough to pick in my opinion because, you have a new-look Chargers offense. Herbert got the bag, but loses Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and Austin Eckler.
Yeah, it doesn't have too many options.
Gets replaced with Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins.
Two injury prone running backs.
Quentin Johnson is already looking like a bust. But you got Ladd McConkey there coming in from Georgia, who I believe is set for a big year. Josh Palmer is healthy, and he will be playing. Looks to be the one there in L.A. They also signed DJ Chark from the Panthers, but he's not playing in this game. I think it's going to be close because the Raiders' defense looked pretty good in the back half of last year. Will the quarterback play be enough in this game for the Raiders? I know Devontae Adams has been, really annoyed with how the Raiders have been playing the last couple seasons. But, he doesn't have much time in the league.
Dude, Gardner is good. I said this in one of the last videos. Gardner Minshew is a starting quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah. I am taking the Raiders in this game.
I don't see how you cannot.
I do like them on the road against the Chargers, who I just don't know what they are. Now with Jim Harbaugh coming in, is he going to get his first win week 1?
I personally don't think Herbert has any weapons to throw to. They're taking such a decline from last year.
I think they'll be close, but I just don't know what either of these teams are going to look like yet. So I'm going to just go with the Raiders, who I know defensively will be able to hold it down. Yeah. But losing Josh Jacobs, and I don't know how Zamir White's going to be now, as the one taking on most of the workload. You have Jacoby Myers there, healthy Devontae Adams. Brock Bowers is going to play in week 1.
I think Brock Bowers is going to have a great rookie season.
I'm really happy to hear that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know you're high on him. I know you took him in our league.
Did take him in our league. So I'm a big Brock Bowers fan this year. The two Georgia guys going up against each other, Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers. So
Georgia had some dogs last year.
I don't know how. Yeah, I just don't know how these two teams are going to play out. I've been a huge Justin Herbert fan. I've been a huge Chargers guy, really. I've been on the Chargers, but they just do a lot of Chargers things and mess up things, and it's just really annoying and tough to be a fan of. But I do like the Raiders to get a win here on the road.
Yeah,
early division win.
I think the Raiders win 21-7.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's kind of a blowout, really. I mean, it's only 2 touchdowns, but it really is.
Yeah.
I
don't have faith in the Chargers this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't see them winning many football games this year.
I'm gonna say 24-14.
Okay.
All right. Like that. Moving on here to Seahawks-Broncos. Now, I don't think there's too much here to talk about. I think the Seahawks are going to get a nice, easy win here at home against Denver, the team that traded everything away to the Seahawks, and the Seahawks look great. They have one of the best secondaries in the league. Defense looks great. You got JSN, who I think is going to emerge as wide receiver 2 over Tyler Lockett, an aging Tyler Lockett this year. DK looks great. They're coming out in their throwback unis, which is really fun to see. I think Kenneth Walker is set for a huge season this year. him and Zach Charbonnet. We're just going to see how Geno is able to handle it all year, but I think in week 1, I think the Seahawks get a pretty easy dub at home. A lot of question marks on the Broncos side. I mean, how are you feeling necessarily about Bo Nix week 1 as a starter
I don't know about
on the road?
I mean, I think he's going to play pretty well week 1.
Mm-hmm.
I do think he's going to finish the season as the second best rookie quarterback in the league behind Caleb.
Okay.
And
Really? Over Jaden Daniels, too?
yeah,
Wow.
I believe so. I have a lot of hope for Bo Nix. I think him and Courtland Sutton are going to have a great connection this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know even though I am wearing a DK Metcalf jersey, I am taking the Broncos to upset the Seahawks week 1.
Wow.
Yes. I mean,
I didn't see that.
I don't think the Broncos are going to be good this year.
Mhm.
I don't think they're going to, win many games
Yeah.
compared to the Seahawks. But I think they start off week 1 with an upset. Get the Broncos fans a little excited, and then they go back to the Broncos. But I do think Bo Nix plays well, and there's a little hope for the future in Denver.
I mean, Seahawks.
I think they're going to start turning things around.
Seahawks dropped a game to the Rams week 1 last year that nobody expected
Uh-huh.
either, but I don't think they do that 2 years in a row. The
don't
Seahawks
think
have
so?
definitely gotten better, and I think they're going to fire on all cylinders, at least week 1.
Yeah, I mean, I
think the
the
Broncos are going to finish as a bottom 5 team, so I can't
like
say
the
that they're going
Seahawks.
to win week 1.
I think they're going to give up an upset.
I like Seahawks here at home in the late window.
All right.
Now these next 3 games the next 4 games that we got coming up, I think are going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys at Browns,
Ooh.
4:30 game. This is a tough one, man.
Yeah.
This is going to be Tom Brady's first game that he's going to be covering on Fox, which is
Great.
going to be cool to hear
Great.
from. 2 of the league's best defenses in their respective conferences. Browns are currently 2.5-point favorites at home. Yeah, I mean, what do you got here?
Well, I mean, considering CeeDee Lamb is out.
No, he's playing.
Really? ESPN has him out.
No. It's just that he was on the commissioner's exempt list, but he was taken off the list. He's good.
Oh, okay.
He's playing.
Okay.
No, he got the bag now. He's playing. He's
No, I
playing
know.
stuff.
I was confused because what I'm looking at, they have him out
Yeah,
still, which
no, he's still playing.
is weird.
No, he's playing.
He's
good.
I'm taking the Browns here.
Okay.
I think because they did add Jerry Jeudy in the offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's going to have a great season with the Browns.
Yep.
He is a great route runner. I think he's going to get open a ton during this game.
Yep.
And then outside of him, you still got Amari Cooper, who even though he is getting older, he's 30 now. I still think he's a solid player, especially for fantasy. I don't think you should start him as your wide receiver 1 in fantasy, but as a flex player, I think he's one of the best flex players in the league.
Okay.
So I am taking the Browns to beat the Cowboys in week 1.
I mean, I like the pick. The Browns defense, to me, legitimately have a top 3 defense in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys defense during the regular season is great. They're very fun. They're very flashy. Micah Parsons, Deron Bland, Trayvon Diggs. They lose Stephon Gilmore. But I think that the team in general is going to be fine now that CD's there. Dak and CD, Jake Ferguson, I think they're going to put up big numbers. You still got Brandon Cooks there, who gets you a timely 3rd down every now and then, a nice deep ball.
Yeah.
You get Zeke back. I don't really know what
I don't think
they're
that's
gonna
going to
with
do
that.
anything.
It's going to be a rotating 3 or 4 backs all year. Rico Daddle, Zeke, Deuce Vaughn,
Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook signed there. That's right. There's just a mess back there, but I do like the Cowboys to win this game on the road.
Okay.
I do like the Cowboys to cover, and I do think that they'll sneak out a 1 or 2 point win against the Browns here. As much as people think it's going to be a defensive nightmare, I do actually like the over here. The over is set at 40.5. I do believe that 40.5 will be scored for sure between these two. I like Dak and CD to start off hot and make a statement with the contract after the holdout.
Okay.
So yeah. But X factors. I mean, I do like Jerome Ford in this game and for most games this year because the offense isn't really going to be too much in my opinion because Deshaun Watson has been a mess and I don't really know what to take from that. He hasn't been good. He hasn't been what he's been in Houston. I mean, Joe Flacco was playing better and had these Browns in playoff contention last year.
Yeah.
Deshaun was not that guy. And you have Nick Chubb still on the IR. I do like Jerome Ford to take on most of that, workload. We'll see if Jerry Jeudy makes a difference there. He really wasn't making a difference in Denver, but maybe on a better team with Stefanski. Maybe he can use him as a gadget guy.
That's
and
what
do
I'm
some
thinking.
work. But I do like the Cowboys here on the road in week 1.
I think X factor in this game is going to be Denzel Ward. I
Mm-hmm.
think he's going to play great against CeeDee Lamb.
Yep.
I'm not saying he's going to completely shut him down because at the end of the day, CeeDee Lamb is still a top 3 receiver in the league.
Yep.
But I think he's going to play very well against him and only hold him to only about maybe 5 catches in the whole game.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shut him down.
I have always been a fan of Denzel Ward. I really like him.
Okay. Well, I got the Cowboys in that game.
I got Cleveland.
Okay. Let's see what happens.
I like this. We're finally going to have like an actual like record
Oh, yeah.
at
yeah.
like on one of our next pods. Like it's
No,
I like
that's
it
gonna
because
be
we're
great.
not really agreeing on much.
Mm-hmm. Commanders at Tampa.
Wow. Wonder who's
I think this is going to be a good game.
Yeah.
Tampa won the South last year. It was very abysmal, but the
I think they're
Bucks
winning the
look
South
good.
again too.
Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans, I think, look to take the stage here and do well. Mike got his money. Baker got his money. The Bucks, I think, are going to come out and fire on all cylinders to start. I mean, Rice, wrong guy.
Yeah.
Rashad White, who I believe will be a top 10 running back this year, was a PPR machine last year. I think the Bucks are going to do great. It's going to really between them and the Falcons to win the South. Week 1, though, at home, despite everything I just said, I am going to take the Commanders in this game to win Week 1.
Okay.
I believe in Jane Daniels. I mean, you don't just put up those kind of numbers at LSU, win the Heisman, and then just, that doesn't translate to the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Despite him taking over the starting job in Washington, losing Jahan Dotson is going to be rough, okay? But they got Luke McCaffrey there as the wide receiver 2 behind Terry
We're very
McLaurin.
big on the McCaffrey clan.
But I hear good things in camp.
No, yeah, so have
I hear good things. And then I believe that Jane Daniels and Terry McLaurin are going to have a great connection this year, all year. And I like what they did with the running backs, getting Austin Eckler there. Brian Robinson is the starter, but I think that's going to be a majority split backfield throughout the year.
Okay.
Commanders have been a laughingstock for the last couple of years. Not great. I know you don't like them
I don't.
because they're in your division. I don't like the Bucks because they're in my division.
Outside of the Giants, they're my favorite team in the division
Why?
because they're just as bad as us.
Okay.
The Cowboys and Eagles are they're too good.
But I think getting Dan Quinn from the Cowboys now as a new head coach for the Commanders, I think he's actually going to finally turn those first-round picks on the D-line there into something. I do like the defense to play a little bit more stout. I think the offense takes a little bit of a step. And then again, it's week 1. Anything can happen. I am going to take the Commanders to get a sneaky week 1 win here at Tampa.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe in Jane Daniels and Terry McLaurin.
You see-
Also because I traded for Terry McLaurin, so I do need him to do well now.
You see, I see what you're saying. I don't like absolutely hate what you're saying, but I am taking the Bucks in this game, and I think the difference is going to be quarterback play. I think Jaden Daniels, he's a young quarterback about to play his first real NFL game. I just don't think I think he still has some growing pains to do. I don't think he's going to be very comfortable in it. Baker Mayfield, he's been in the league. He's proven himself in the league. I think he's going to have a great season. I think people are sleeping on him. They've already written him off. But I think he's going to be just fine. I think he's actually going to be better than he was with the Browns.
Okay.
I think he's going to have
He had
I
a
don't-
great year last year.
yeah, I don't want to
Got
say
him all the way to the second round.
I don't want to say a resurgence of his career because I don't really think he ever fell off minus the Panthers year.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think quarterback play is definitely going to be the game changer in this
All right, so you got
in
the
this
Bucks at
game.
home.
Yeah, and I just think the Bucks have a better quarterback.
All right. I believe in the rookies.
Okay.
Moving on to Sunday Night Football, which in my opinion is game of the week
Yeah.
this week for sure. You have rematch of the wild card game last year. Matthew Stafford going back to the team that drafted him. Couldn't do it. Couldn't win a Super Bowl with that team. Won a Super Bowl with the Rams. That big trade that happened with Jared Goff coming to Detroit.
Uh-huh.
Lions just clearly had a much better team last year, and they were able to get the win, which is what Matthew Stafford was not able to do with all those years in Detroit. I think there's a lot of animosity there, despite the good things you still hear. I think that this is going to be a barn burner on Sunday Night Football. There are so many pieces in this game offensively on the Lions and the Rams side. Sean McVay versus Dan Campbell. I'm very excited. It's in Detroit. Stafford versus Goff. A lot of fantasy pieces. Obviously, you're starting Amon-Ra. You're starting Sam Laporta. You're starting Monty, and you're starting Gibbs on the Lions side. And Goff, if you were able to get him somewhere in a deeper quarterback league. On the Rams side, you could take the dart throw on Matthew Stafford if you want to. I think, long term, he should be good. But you got to pick your battles with him during the year. Puka and Cooper Kupp are going to do their thing. I think Puka's going to start off really hot. And you know how I've been on Kyron this offseason, so I expect him to get a heavy workload.
So do I, considering I have him in fantasy.
This game. And this game, I'll tell you, I have gone back and forth.
Yeah?
Yeah, I have gone back and forth on who to take, what to do. It's the highest over-under of the week at 52.5. Very high over-under. I do like it to hit, though. I think it's going to be very back and forth.
I think it's going to be a high-scoring game.
High-scoring game. I like the over to hit, but I do like the Rams to cover, but still the Lions to get this victory, despite the Rams. I was on the Rams side. That's
where I'm at.
My original pick was the Rams after that playoff game last year. I think the Rams come into Detroit and get a, flashy win week 1. But to me, I think the Lions just got better somehow after last year, and I think they're going to come out and they're going to just get another statement win over the Rams early against Matthew Stafford and Sean McVay.
See, I'm on the opposite end. I'm taking the Rams because obviously
in a close one.
Yeah, No, it's going to be like a 1 touchdown game. I think Kyron Williams is going to have a great start to the season. I hope he does, considering he's my starting running back in fantasy, even though he wasn't on my list.
Yeah.
But like you said, Cooper and Puka, they gotta do their thing. Matthew Stafford, he's old, but he's not done yet. I think he's just gonna be insane with Puka and Cooper. Hopefully, they could both stay healthy the whole season, and so we could have both. What are you laughing at? Oh. Anyway, I hope Puka and Cooper can both stay healthy and be on the field together the whole season, because we didn't get to see that full season of both of them last year with Cooper Kupp getting injured. So I think if everyone stays healthy, the Rams are going to be a sleeper this year. I think they're going to go a lot further than people are thinking they're going to go.
Oh, no, I have them winning the West. I have them doing really well this year, but I think week 1 the Lions are going to get it. I'm
talking about playoff wise. I think they're like a dark horse to win Super Bowl.
Okay. I don't
think they're going to.
I'm going to have the Lions winning 31-27.
Okay. I think they're going to win.
Rams cover, and the Lions win. And the overhits.
I think Rams win 35-28.
Okay, then.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited for that one.
So
There's a lot of pieces in that game.
Oh, yeah.
And my Super Bowl pick in that game. So looking to start off good. All right. So that's it. That's all the games for Sunday. And then we'll hit the Monday game on Monday's podcast when we cover every game from the weekend after everything's happened.
Monday night. I'm excited for that. That's going to be a very good game.
Jets Niners. I'm excited for the preview.
Hopefully Aaron Rodgers plays more than 4 minutes.
All right. Well, I guess we'll talk about that on Monday. But I think that's everything. I think we hit everything in every game. I mean, we have our picks. Yeah.
We weren't really in agreement too much today.
No.
We had a lot of I don't know what to say there.
A lot of differences.
Yeah, a lot of differences. Thank you. I don't know. I lost my chance.
I'm glad because, this week, in my opinion, is very close.
Yeah.
In all matchups.
It's going to be a great way to start off the 2024 season.
Yeah. I think that's it for us now. I'm excited for tonight's game. I'm excited for the weekend. I'm excited for college football tomorrow. Texas, Michigan, Colorado, Nebraska. Those are going to be great. And then I guess we'll see you guys on Monday. Make sure to watch the TikTok if you want to tail our parlay with us. And I think that's it. Anything else you want to add?
No, that's all.
Nope.
All I have to say.
Enjoy football this weekend.
Go check out that TikTok.
Football. Let's fucking go. That's all I got. See you guys on Monday, baby.
Peace.